Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Man at YouTube with another model video. Today we'll be doing another S model review, one of my most favourite manufacturer of model kits. Can be a bit plain on detail, though you do get a lot, including very fascinating decals and photo etch, as well as two kits in one box. We will be building and reviewing the M3A3 interwar period light tank. There is a couple of variants done by S Model. This is the French-Chinese version. I also have the UK version floating around. This type of tank has been fielded by many different nations, and you can find markings including the Soviet Union, American and other countries. As we're used to with S Model, a lot of the information is on the back and front of the box. Very plain box art, but gives you a side profile of what you are going to get line art wise and kit wise. A few examples of the decal schemes, but you'll always receive a nice surprise inside, as well as the paint you need if you do need to buy it at the hobby shop at the same time. These tend to be quick builds, so the chances are you're going to be painting within the day you build it or the day after. Inside the box we've got the instructions, same information, very clear layout how to build it. A set of decals to build two of multiple colour schemes, two sets of photo etch, and two sets of runners in plastic bag. The whole kit comes on one sprue, which is very fascinating. A lot of use of slide mould. Also very unusual for tank kits. We go straight into the turret, which is a couple of pieces, snaps together extremely quickly with just a tiny bit of smidgen of glue. The barrels look very nice. We do have options for an open and closed hatch. The side armour bits and antenna are also quite a nice touch. This process was within 10 minutes with the appropriate glue and nippers. Another beautiful thing with the slide molds and snap features is the hull just snapped together, and the wheels went either side, so you don't have to stick on any tracks or assemble the wheels or suspension whatsoever. Though the pain of the wheels being in one part is you've got this nasty flash to go all the way around. Once the hull clicks in, you have to glue all sorts of shovels, smaller accessories, the machine gun, the exhaust and tiny details. It just clicks together very easily. Minimal skill level required, minimum effort. After this you can add the tiny amounts of photo etch, little folding and PVA or super gluing involved. Nothing that's absolutely impossible. No raised nubs. The nubs are generally undergated, and the rest of the flash is very well hidden. Out of the box, accuracy wise, I'm not too familiar with the subject. It does look good according to the box art and reference material, but in the way of build wise, very quality, a lot of fun, looks great. Straight after that, we primed everything with Tamiya lacquer grey primer to check for imperfections, anything that needs to be seam line filled. It was a very tight fit. All the sections touched. Separating the tracks, painting them separately, beautiful bad snap fitting. Everything was base coated in oxidized red, and a few tones of royal or Russian green applied and shaded from dark areas to light areas, with a slight filter of field blue to ever so slightly change the colour. The tracks, guns and whatnot did have a little hand painting to pick out those details, and a touch of weathering. Decals were applied with a clear coat, and then the slightest amounts of green paint dusted over the decals for a bit of a faded look. I chose to go with the Chinese nationalist Taiwanese scheme A very fascinating and extremely rare example of historical material or surviving relics, as they were eventually repainted by the communists. Everything received a sludge wash in black. Everything got a top coat in SMS clear matte for that to cut any sort of gloss sheen, and we're absolutely finished. Structurally, my finished, which all the work is thanks to S model, is pretty much sound. The painting was very quick. I wouldn't say a rush job, but just a quick blasé, mindless, fun exercise, just building a kit for sake of building a kit. The nice amount of recessed and raised detail definitely picked out the wash quite nicely, and those bits of detail just pop. With the slightest amount of shading and the decals, everything comes together beautifully. The finish is, however, not ideal. That can definitely be improved on tons. Some may argue that the shading is a little over exaggerated. In the end, I'm pretty happy with this finish, besides just a flat paint job that I used to do a few years ago of my more airfix builds. Very happy how this came out. This concludes my build. The second kit was traded off to a friend. When you get enough people you know banding together and buying kits and trading runners, or you sell the runners or use them as favours, scratch builds, kit bashes, or build both of them and do multiple schemes, doesn't matter. I think it's definitely value for money that you get two and not buy just one. One that would be a tad pricey. In the end, the brand is highly recommended if you can get over the fact that it's very easy and mindless to snap, and the detail can be lacking, but that sort of modification is not beyond anyone with a little bit of wire styrene sheeting. Thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, stay tuned for further content. Check out Facebook and all the other links in the description below, as well as references. And we'll catch you guys next time.